We're good. So, video's recording, audio's recording. So, Ramon, tell me about how your week went.
My week went by good, not gonna lie. It's just another regular day, working, living life.
It's been hot, right?
No, 100%. Way too hot than normal, to be honest. But
Especially right now. And it's weird. It's like so weird that even though it's not hot, like degree wise,
yeah,
it's hot because we're working in the fucking sun the whole day. And the
Facts.
sun's just straight
Yep.
beaming and beaming on us.
yeah, it is. It's just hard working in the sun when it's hot like that.
Yeah. But we got to get our money up. You know?
100%.
So, all right, then. Let's go ahead and let's roll the intro. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Broke Boys from Fresno. I'm here with my boy Ramon.
And I'm also here with my boy, Mr. Martin.
All right, so let's talk about this, bro. How did you feel about the first episode? Like after I finished editing it and all that.
I liked it. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like it was a good experience to start off. I mean, obviously we had trouble thinking of ideas and what to
Yeah.
talk about and how to start from how to introduce ourselves and all
Yeah.
that stuff. So, but I feel like we did good though.
Yeah, I think we did good. Lost track of time, but when I was editing it, I didn't want to cut out a lot of stuff because a lot of stuff just felt so natural, so nice,
Yeah.
well flowed. So I didn't want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So I let it be. It was
Yeah.
just good, nice flow, a little bit of comedy. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. The other thing was the editing process. Definitely long, especially since we don't really know what we're doing.
Yeah.
And then the video. I was kind of bummed out about the whole thing with the video not being fully recorded. And then it's bad timing. But we're getting the ball rolling.
Yep.
Hopefully it gets better.
Hopefully this time we can learn not to name drop.
Yeah. So I asked Kat. Kat is our producer in the background. So she's our fact checker and everything. So I asked her about like naming brands and all that because we weren't sure about naming certain facilities and stuff like that. She said that it was okay, that you can name places, that you can name like like how, for instance, we were talking about Vallarta, we were talking about
all that
we
stuff.
we can name all that stuff. Maybe not our friends because obviously if they're not if they're not okay with it, we're definitely not going to bring them into that.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, in this episode, we're gonna split it.
Yep.
So the way we're splitting it is we're gonna talk about our own personal story. So this episode is gonna be dedicated to my personal story, growing up and how it was and how difficult shit was and all this stuff. And then in the next episode, episode 3, is gonna be dedicated all to Ramon.
Yes, sir.
So, all right, man.
Looking forward to that. Man, let's take it back to Roosevelt years. Let's see what's going
To
on there.
elementary school?
Yeah, elementary school.
Oh my god, man! There's just so much, and I get so much nostalgia thinking about it because, like, fuck, dude. Do you remember? Do you remember the assemblies? How awkward they would be when we get like little awards and stuff.
Yeah.
And
Perfect attendance.
I didn't get that. I didn't get that.
I feel you. I did though. I'm not gonna lie.
I felt bad for my parents because you know how I don't know how it worked back then. Back then, like, my parents used to show up for certain assemblies that they had, but it was award assemblies, right?
Yeah, it was the award ones. Yeah,
But they would always show up, but I wouldn't get anything. I wouldn't get like an award for who read the most, got the most AR points or something like that. I didn't get any of that, so I always felt bad that I wasn't smart like my other sisters. Because Cynthia and Adi, my two sisters, they're definitely were getting a lot of awards. They were definitely more active. They were smarter. I wasn't. I was just, the dumbass in the fucking family.
I feel that.
So I felt bad. I felt bad that they would show up and they would be like, "Oh, like you didn't get nothing." So I don't know.
Right, my bad.
I barely know how to write my name on the paper.
Hey, bro. They used to have it in elementary where they were like, "Hey, you have your name, your first and last name. You have to trace it like 5 or 10 times." I don't remember.
Remember they pushed cursive?
Yes.
They were like, cursive, you're going to learn it.
Yeah.
It's a skill that you need to have by middle school and high school, and you're going to take it to college. No sé qué verga.
Yeah, all of that.
Nah, I never fucking used it.
Nah,
and it fucked up my lettering. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen me when I write or when I try to escribir algo.
Yeah.
It'll come out kind of like cursive.
It's like if you swing it, huh?
Yeah. I don't mean to. It's just like I went from basic to doing simple stuff to okay, now we got to do cursive, and then now like, oh, that didn't matter. When I went to middle school, they were like, nobody cares about that.
Yeah, there was
so then I was just like, okay, so I'm left with just doing a mixture of regular words with cursive.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that one. I feel you on that
one. In what was another thing in elementary school? Oh, I was in the special classes for if you had trouble with English. I don't know if you were in that. I forgot what they were called. Classes. ELA classes. I was in an ELA class. They would pull me out. And then they would, we would spend, I think it was like an hour or 30 minutes maybe.
It was something like that.
It was something like that. It wasn't long, but it felt long.
Yeah.
So we spent that time reading, writing, and then just doing extra exercises of it.
Yeah.
So I struggled with that a lot because my first language, growing up, my first language was Spanish.
Yeah, same here. Yep.
My mom and my dad, they only speak Spanish, and like my Spanish is very quebrado, very very barrio, as you say. So it's not like perfect Spanish or anything like that. If somebody tells me like tries to have a conversation in Spanish, it's kind of hard because I have I guess speaking problems. So I get my tongue kind of twisted sometimes. The other thing is too is like I've had multiple like head injuries, so when I talk. Let's say if there's this phrase that I want to say, let's say like the room is white, right? For an example, I'm thinking that in my head. Okay, this is the sentence that I'm gonna say in my head, and as soon as I'm gonna say it, it comes out, but it doesn't come out. The room is white. It comes out all a un putazo. It comes out, like it's I don't know what it is. I think it's maybe because my brain gets excited or something, but like I just have a lot of brain damage.
All the football years, man.
Football, I mean, shit. Los putazos que me dieron. Anything,
football
bro.
wasn't a joke. That was no joke.
For real.
Especially with the coaches. They were fun, too.
Oh, hell yeah.
Do you remember? Always crack jokes, too.
Do you remember? Fuck, I can't say his name. I'll tell you. Coach Rivera.
Yes, I remember that.
Both of them, one was a teacher, the other one was a bus driver.
Yeah.
But he was married to another teacher at Roosevelt.
Yeah.
They were both incredible coaches. They were definitely very strict.
No, yeah.
A little bit of an asshole. They'd cuss us out. Remember at practice when they would cuss us the fuck out for messing up like certain shit?
No, yeah.
But I got to give it to them because Mr. was always pursuing like me as an athlete of like, hey man, come on. Like instead of like once we finished football season, it was basketball season and then like wrestling season.
And then baseball and all that stuff. And it continued on. Yeah.
So he got me for basketball and he was like, do it. Like, obviously you're in elementary school, so fuck it, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
So I did it. I was decent. I wasn't good. I was in elementary school or whatever.
Yeah.
Wrestling though, like I remember he was so like, come on, like, let me sign you up. Let me talk to your parents. But my mom and dad that, they wanted me to stick to soccer. My dad definitely wanted me to stick to soccer.
Oh, futbolista. Chivas?
Chivas.
Yes. That's a good way. It's a good one.
So my dad was definitely, my dad when he was younger, era perro para el fútbol.
Yeah.
He was really fucking good. He was really good. He almost went pro. He got injured. On the field.
On the field?
Yeah, it was here in Fresno. So, to backtrack, the story that he told me was that they were playing this away team. And, in the heat of the moment, when you're playing, they come sore losers, and then they get all fucking riled up. So, in the game, my dad was playing defensive back. And he went to get the ball. As he was going for the ball, he had his leg kind of up to agarrar el balón, and the dude came out of nowhere, just full force.
Slide tackle?
No, not a slide tackle, just full force. Just went for the ball, but aimed straight for my dad's knee. Busted my dad's kneecap, and had his knee like all the way rotated to the left, like really bad. And it fucked him up. Fucked him up for years. Yeah. Pero mi papá es uno de los antiguas. You know, he's the dude from back then, you know?
Yeah,
He's just like, nah, I'm going to pop it back into place.
Yeah.
And he's like, alcohol de marijuana.
Yeah, I know that. No, 100%. 100%.
So he's not going to, he didn't go to the hospital. He didn't do anything. He just did self-care, self-healing, I guess you could say. Yeah. And that was it. That's how he took care of himself for years. And then he fucked it up later down the line. Then he was forced to get surgery from it. Yeah. But that's a story for a little bit later. So elementary school. Wow, what a trip, bro. I remember all the little crushes I had.
The book fairs?
Yes, the book fairs. I would never get anything from the book fairs. I couldn't afford it. Hell no. Damn. My mom definitely would be like, ¿pa qué quieres eso? And I'd be like, Mom, it's the pencil that bends.
Yeah.
Like, look at it.
Or the ones that smell that smell like
Spencils?
Yeah, the Spencils. Hey, those hit different back in the day. They were like what, $1.50?
It was like $1.
It was $1, 50 cents.
It was 50 cents.
Yeah, because she had that little slot machine coin where you put 50 cents, you get a pencil.
Yeah.
And she'll switch it up though. She'll put
What was your favorite cent?
Cent would have to be root beer float.
Root beer float?
Yeah. What about yours?
That one had to be my favorite too. That one and grape. Shit. I've always loved the scent of grape. I don't know why. But yeah. Let's see what else in elementary school.
The janitor, remember?
Oh my God, what's his name? Oh my God.
Hey, make my day.
The janitor at Roosevelt was iconic. Hey, if you grew up in the fucking
he was
90s, 2000s era.
Yeah. Hey, especially if you were in lunch teacher. Oh my God. He'll be like, hey, if you're in this line, you ain't gonna talk.
Yeah.
You want to make my day? Go ahead. I'm like, whoa.
He'd be like, a straightest line will go next to the cafeteria. Yeah. I remember that. I forgot his name, but dude, he was such a cool dude. Just
when he wanted to.
When he wanted to. He was cool.
He was cool.
He was definitely like, nah, like he'll be an asshole. He'll be a dick.
Yeah, he would. Hey, you know what he'd do to punch the people who'd be in trouble? He'd make them clean the cafeteria.
Yeah. He would make them clean the cafeteria, put away the tables.
Yep.
Because remember, it was the tables that had already the chairs into it. Yeah. So all you had to do is just fold them back
lift them up and then push them to the side. Yeah.
Acomodarlos and all that. Yeah, I remember that. Wow. Yeah. That just unlocked like a little memory.
Yeah, right? Oh, his name started with the V.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
That's good. He's iconic. But and you know the sad thing is, man, maybe he's not even alive.
Oh.
Yeah, he was a little bit older, but wherever he's at and if, you know,
he comes across this, you're done.
Much respect. Much
respect.
Yeah. Wow, dude. Oh, let's see what else. Friend group. Friend group in elementary school was definitely different.
It was.
Because you had everybody from first grade to, you know, sixth grade. But yeah, so friend group. All my friends from elementary school, I wish I could keep in touch with them. And there's very few that I do. And a lot of them that, you know, unfortunately didn't make it all the way or we just lost touch.
Yeah.
And over the years, from middle school and high school, the friend group started just growing. Mm-hmm. It was just incredible of how much people you got to meet and have fun. Yeah. My group was definitely known for being assholes and being dicks. We roasted the fuck out of each other. We would cause pranks. We would get into fights. We would do a lot of stupid shit, drugs included. You wouldn't even think, like, man, you guys are like 6th or 7th grade and you guys are doing it. It's like, yeah.
That's wild. That's wild. Hey, I respect that, though. I respect that. That's wild.
It's all good. So, anyways, 6th grade, what a memory. And it's it's insane. Yes. And it's crazy that you were just, a year behind me? So when I was in 6th grade, you were in 5th. Mm-hmm. That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And I remember some of your friend group, like very few. Mm-hmm. And I have very small memories of seeing you around in school. Because you were I would say you were considered one of the big dudes, right?
For football.
Because you were tall, you were I remember.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. This is crazy how all that stuff went down.
Oh, I know.
So it's just going back to that. It's how you said, just nostalgia. Just chilling here.
And then on TikTok, you know how they pop up the little things of like how back then we did the Thanksgiving projects.
Yep. Those projects. What was it? I don't know if you ever did one where you pick a state and you have to do the flag.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I did that.
You did that?
Mine was, I want to say mine was either New Mexico or Phoenix.
Mine was New York.
Arizona.
Mine was New York. Yeah.
Nice.
It's crazy though. It's nostalgia, bro.
Yeah. Just rethinking about that whole damn thing. All right. 7th grade. We were the first class to be open at Glacier Point Middle School. We were one of the first class. No, we were the first class.
How was that feeling?
It was, I'm not going to lie to you, because it was different. Because we didn't know, or I didn't know, because both my sisters, they went to LCAP. They went to LCAP Middle School. Yeah. And LCAP obviously is super ghetto.
No, yeah.
So, like, you heard all kinds of stuff, you know, and my sisters were always telling me stories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so, like, me as a kid, I was just like, oh, I got to get ready. I got to watch my back. Got to hold my backpack, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I'm about to get something right now. Oh, my God.
Oh, my times.
But I remember the first day of 7th grade, I didn't get to go to orientation. My mom couldn't take me to get my books or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I had to get them the day of.
Oh, okay.
So obviously, bro, I'm carrying a fat ass backpack with all my books and all this shit. I didn't recognize not a damn soul. Nah. I was just like, who the fuck are all these people? Yeah. But like, I couldn't find my friend group because obviously, like, where's everyone gonna be at? You know?
Yeah.
Little by little, like, I was like, hey, you got this class with me? And like, you know, someone from Roosevelt.
Yeah.
I didn't care who it was, like whether we were friends or not. Or,
you just wanted to see.
Yeah. All right, cool. Hey, I'll kick with you, you know? I don't know anybody else.
No, yeah, it was there.
I want to say some of the teachers in 7th grade, they were really, really difficult.
Yeah.
They were pretty mean. They were definitely a little bit mean. And I remember the science teacher, the math teacher, and the history teacher. Those three were the ones that gave me the hardest time.
What was the science teacher's name?
Mr. Talk. Yeah, he gave me the hardest time, and he was a dick.
Yeah,
like he treated me like shit sometimes.
His name says it all.
Yeah, oh yeah, motherfucker. He looked like Jesus. Everybody knew him as Jesus.
Jesus has came back.
Dude, but there was just, you know what? I'm gonna say it. There was this one time.
Yeah.
That I had a buddy of mine. He had broken his leg.
Yeah.
And we were in the same science class.
Yeah.
And he had a boot and he was in crutches and he couldn't really walk around.
Yeah.
So he had his backpack and I was just like, hey man, like I stood up and I was like, hey man, like I'll take your backpack and I'll take you to the office. Like, you know, you got to do what you got to do, you know.
Yeah.
That shit. He was like, yeah. I would appreciate that, bro. Yeah. So I'm getting up and then somebody else in the class is like blurting shit. One of my other friend group is blurting shit.
Yeah.
And so then I answer back and then I'm already standing up and Mr. thought that I was, you know, doing something bad. And he was like, I don't know where you were going. And I was just like, I'm going to take him to the nurse because he had to go.
Yeah.
And he can't hold his backpack.
Yeah.
And he was just like, no. You got up to yell at across the room to so-and-so and you're disrupting my class and all this other shit. And I forgot exactly what was it that he said, but he said something in the sense of you're being dumb and stupid.
Right.
And everybody in the class was just like, damn, Martin, you just going to allow that?
Yeah.
And I was just like, well, first of all, he was probably fucking right because I didn't understand the phrase. But then inside of me, I was just like, I don't know who this dude thinks like to be talking to me like that.
Right.
Talking down to me like that. Like,
yeah,
that's hella fucked up. So then he gets me in trouble and he's just like, you're going to stay after class and all this other shit. You're not even going to take him to the nurse. And I was like, whatever, man. Like, I'm not going to, whatever.
Not going to argue. Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So class dismissed. I'm chilling there by myself, waiting for him to come up to me. And he was just like, hey, what you're doing is not cool. you can't be doing this, you can't be acting out, and choose me out. And I remember feeling like, bro, I just want to slap the shit out of him just because of the stuff that he was saying.
Did you?
No, I didn't. Oh, okay. I wish. And looking back, I probably should have, because he said some shit. He said some racist shit. He said in the longs of the lines, and it was something about my household. He was just like, I understand that that Hispanic households probably don't teach you certain etiquette and stuff like that. And I was just like, kind of thrown off by it. But then you're a kid, bro. Like, you don't really know.
You don't. Yeah. You don't take that into,
But I was just like, now, like, I think about it, I'm just like, bro, I wish I could go back with the knowledge that I have now. Y les doy la madre, bro. Tell them something. Just straighten up. Yeah. Straighten them up. Not smack them. Just smack them with my words.
I like that.
Maybe smack them a little bit. I don't know.
Hey, hit him with a little bit. I respect it.
So, I had a lot of different incidences 7th and 8th grade.
Yeah.
It was definitely a rough time, and most importantly, it's obviously like getting to discover who your character is and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
So I knew at that point I had to create an alter ego of like, okay, if people are gonna be pushing me around, I can't allow that. I can't allow people to be pushing me around and being kind of like whatever about it.
Yeah.
So instead, I was just like, you know what, man? I'm not going to allow shit like that ever again. Like, I'm going to be aggressive. I'm going to be standing stuff on my own, dealing with a lot of stuff on my own. And on top of that, like, I was dealing with a lot of shit at home. Dealing with a lot of shit at home with my mom, my dad, my siblings. So I had to be, I guess you could say, be aggressive. Because I was just like, no, like, a lot of people walk all over me. A lot of people talk shit about me. Yeah. I didn't speak a lot for myself as I should have. Mm-hmm. So I just created this version of myself of like, all right, bro, if they're going to speak about you and say things about you, you got to be a little bit more tougher, be more aggressive.
Right.
And that's the way that I ended up changing that. Like, I guess you could say that characteristic of like, all right, I'm going to be more aggressive. Yeah. I wasn't. Anybody who knows me, like, at the time, mm-hmm. if we were friends, a toda madre. We were having fun. We were joking and stuff like that. But if we weren't, and you thought like, oh, you could, say shit to me, it would have been like, nah, bro, I don't fucking know you.
Piece him up.
But what's up? Like, Mm-hmm. So there was just a lot of times that I definitely got tested, and I think at that point in that little era of middle school, that's when I definitely had to change my own persona to be a little bit more aggressive.
Right.
Just because, like, I just didn't want to be picked on. I didn't want to be bullied. Yeah. Because I already was in, like, elementary school. Yeah. And then going into it in 7th grade. So I was like, no, I'm not going to allow that shit no more. And I didn't. And it worked out. But I don't recommend that to anybody. Yeah. Because I got in trouble a lot with staff, teachers, like, all that, man. And, like, it was hard. It was hard. And then on top of that, I already had trouble at home.
So would you say that middle school was your most problematic year?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah?
For sure.
Damn.
It was my most problematic year. Out of everything else,
middle school was it?
Middle school was it. Yeah.
Damn.
Because, like I said, I had a lot of shit dealing with at home.
Yeah.
Around the same time that year, I had lost my dad's dad, mm-hmm. my grandpa.
Yeah.
I had lost him, and my dad kind of got more aggressive at home. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, him and my mom's relationship wasn't doing good. My mom always kind of tried to be as nice as she could and try to be there as much as she can for me.
Yeah.
But she wouldn't really be there. She wouldn't really be my protector. Or the kind-hearted mother that you really needed.
Yeah.
My sisters, that definitely wasn't a good relationship either. Mm-hmm. I had to kind of grow up on my own. Yeah. In that sort of sense of like, no, like I got to deal with shit on my own. Like, nobody else cares, nobody else knows. And any time that I wanted to bring something up or talk to them, the only way that they would try to say like, hey, that doesn't, what you're going through doesn't matter.
That sucks.
What you're feeling isn't true. You're just being dramatic. That's what And that's what triggers me still to this day. If they say like, you're just being dramatic. Oh, bro, do I want to just snap on them and be like, you don't understand how hard I had it.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to really just snap at them and go in on them, bro. But I can't. Just because, like, I forgave them and I moved on from it.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to relive that whole thing all over again. So, like I said, it was definitely one of those tough years, tough moments, and not really knowing who you are.
Yeah.
And you're still trying to discover all this other stuff before your final development, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of stuff that I missed from elementary school to middle school. And I wish I could elaborate more into it, but I'm not going to, just because like I want to just get through it.
Yeah.
And then talk a little bit about my adult life now. So high school was harder academically.
Yeah.
I tried. I struggle. I have dyslexia, so I definitely struggle with reading. Like I said, I have a lot of brain injuries, so I definitely struggled with talking and being out there with teachers.
Yeah.
I didn't like to seek for help because I think that whole thing of what happened between my parents, my siblings, I couldn't ask for help with them. So why would I ask for help at school? Nobody's going to help me. That's just how my mentality was. Yeah. Now I know teachers really want to be there for your students. Certain teachers.
Yeah, so certain of them do. Other ones just like, nah, I'm just here to get paid.
Yeah, exactly. So, high school, freshman year, I was at West Campus.
Oh, you went to West?
I went to West because at that time you weren't able to pick which one you wanted to go to.
Nah?
No. At the time,
it was trash.
At the time, if you had like good credits or not credits, I'm sorry, good GPA and good grades, you would go to
East.
You would go East.
East?
Yeah. If you had good grades and you were able to get accepted to go to East, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so Kat just explained that if you wanted to do all that stuff, there were certain ways to get into it. So if you wanted to take the nursing route, you would go and all this other stuff, etc. If you want to do the mechanics, all different things.
Yeah.
To get into East, woodshop was the thing at East. Yeah. So if you wanted to do woodshop, you would.
Mechanics, it was right next to woodshop. Yeah.
Criminology was in West Campus. Yeah.
Oh shit, West?
Yeah, it was at West.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it was only one teacher. But okay. Obviously, I'm not smart enough to even be considered to go to East. Yeah. So I didn't even try. I was just like, well, I'm going to West. So it is what it is. I got lucky to be promoted at fucking 8th grade. Like, trust me, bro. I am not academically good.
Hey, I respect that, bro. You're opening up. I respect that.
So, freshman year, I got to know a little bit more about myself. Again, I had to be a little bit aggressive. Teachers were very hard on me. I failed my science. I failed English at the time. And I think a lot of teachers have gotten fed up with like how I just kept not putting in effort. Like I wouldn't do the homework. I wouldn't do anything. And when it came to the test, sometimes I just wouldn't even do the test. I'd just be like, oh, I'm going to fail. It is what it is.
Just hits a blank on the...
Yeah. And I think a lot of the teachers, they did catch on. Yeah. And they were like, well, if you're not going to put in effort, do this paperwork and I'll give you a D just to pass you on.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to deal with me another year, you know?
Yeah.
So, there was a lot of instances that I ended up with like a D, a C, PE, and A. Come on now.
Yeah.
It's PE. But there's certain people that I don't know how the fuck they had
an F. They passed and weren't even dressed out, huh?
Yeah.
That's wild. You feel me? That's hella wild.
That's the only A. I'm proud of myself for that A.
Hey, I respect that. I respect that.
So, at the time, I got to meet, towards the very end of that semester, I got to meet my girlfriend, Kat. And it was like, cool. Like, I was like, oh, shit. Like, I saw her a lot in passing.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of mutual friends and, like, stuff like that. So we saw each other in passing, and I really was just like, okay, like cool. Like we started talking on social media, and that's how it started.
Please don't cry.
I would love to talk about that, but I'm gonna have to save it for a different thing because this is my story. Okay, it's not our story. I love you, but let's take a pause right there. We'll leave it right there. So then sophomore year, I went to East. I was able to transfer to East Campus.
Yeah.
East Campus, a lot of my friends, they were all there. We were all doing ridiculous things. But we had fun.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, again, academically, I really just didn't care. I would do a little bit of work. I would say my support system at the time was Kat, my girlfriend, because she was just like, hey, like you should really care about, your grades and your GPA. And I was just like, ah, me vale verga. Like, nah, that ain't for me. Like, I ain't smart. But she was just like, no, you should really do if you want to consider going to college and all that. I was just like, I'm not going to college, bro. I'm really not. I'm not doing that. Thank you though, but I'm not.
Damn.
And so then I kept failing English. English was never been my subject. Math, trust me, bro, I was really good at math.
Yeah.
That one I was surprising.
You were good at it?
Really good at it. But everything else, like, I just kind of like try to skid on by.
Right.
C's and D's, Okay. So, and that's just how I went by with it. Junior year, same thing, academically, the exact same.
Uh-huh.
I put a little bit of effort because Kat was just like still pushing, like, hey, you should really consider.
Yeah.
If you really want to do this, you should really consider. And I was just like, bro, like, leave me alone. Like, I'm not going to do it. And she was just like, well, you should pay attention to more in English. Like, I'll help you. I'll read papers and all this other stuff. And she was helpful. But then, like, she was my girlfriend, so she really, really graded. She'd be like, oh, you kind of messed up here. And I was just like, nah, be for real. Like, did I mess up, like, really bad?
Yeah.
She wouldn't, it's not that she wouldn't edit it correctly, but she knew that I was trying.
Yeah.
But it just sounded like a 3-year-old just fucking wrote it. But a lot of teachers at the moment in high school started noticing, like, this dude's not even trying. So let's just slide them on by D's, C's, whatever. They didn't really care. And I didn't care either. Because I was just fed up with it. I was like, well, I don't really want to deal with this shit no more. I just want to get my my GED.
Yeah.
That's all. Like, I really don't want to do anything else.
I respect that.
Because in freshman year, I forgot about this. In freshman year, I almost dropped out completely. My dad got injured with the same thing with his knee.
Right.
He had gotten injured pretty bad. Mm. And it came to a point where, in the Latino family, the Hispanic man is the breadwinner and the mom is a stay-at-home mom.
100%.
So
100%.
My dad really couldn't provide. And it wasn't an injury at work. It was just an injury, just regular fucking injury just happened. Mm-hmm. And I remember at the time, I was already working. I was working as a bouncer.
Uh-huh.
So I had gotten that call late at night, like, hey, like, dad just fell, like, really bad. I think he fucked up his knee. He can't walk.
Yeah.
We were like, oh shit. So I told my boss, and I was just like, hey, like, I gotta go. Like, it's an emergency. Yeah. This is freshman year. I was 15. And he was just like, no, go ahead, go. So I go and I check up on my dad. My dad's knee's just fucking destroyed. Like, he damaged all the nerve that healed around it. Well, when he moved a certain way and reacted a certain way, what ended up happening is his knee just popped out, and everything it was just destroyed, and couldn't walk on it. His whole knee was really swollen, so we just had to take him in. We had to take him into the hospital and everything. Yeah. And he tried to thug it out. He was just like, no, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go. And I was just like, no.
Yeah, that's every Hispanic.
Yeah, he was just trying to thug it out. Yeah. And I was just like, no, you got to go. You got to go. And he thug it out for a whole day. And we were like, nah, bro, we got to take you. Mm-hmm. I was like, if you're not going to go to the hospital, at least go to your primary doctor.
Yeah.
And so we took him to his primary doctor. And then he was just like, take him to the hospital. So after that, we took him to the hospital. They did the x-rays and they saw, like, you need immediate surgery. because if not, like, it's just gonna be completely messed up. And I think my dad denied surgery back then because back then it was a whole metal plate. When they did the whole surgery back then, it had to be in the 90s. There was the reconstructed surgery for the knee it was going to be a metal plate, a whole that would replace the whole thing, the kneecap, and screws.
Right.
So it was going to be metal screws and all that. And a lot of people now, if they had the surgery back then, now they would tell you like I hated. I wish I never got that type of surgery during the winter. Me duele la rodilla.
I hear that a lot.
You know, and like the metal, I guess the metal just damaging. Like it feels worse than compared to now. Now the technology, or at the time the technology was different because this had to be 2014.
Damn.
So the technology was more advanced than back then in the 90s.
Right.
So in 2014, it was like no. There's no metal plate. It's just two different like screws that go into the bone, and they reconstruct it on its own. They won't use anything involving any type of metal. I forgot what it was exactly, but my dad's whole knee surgery, he has the entire thing was videotaped for educational purpose. Right. It's on YouTube.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So his whole knee surgery and everything was on YouTube. He was out for 6 months. He was out for 6 months of work, 6 months of everything, and it was the toughest time of my life. Where I ended up breaking up with Kat for the remainder of the time because I was just like, no, I gotta help out around the house and all this stuff, and start working too, and so making extra money on the side just in case if we need shit. Yeah. So that's what I was doing, and I got to a point where I almost was just like, I'm dropping out. This is all I'm going to do. And I hated school anyway, so I was all for it anyway.
Yeah, you were just like, that mentality. Like,
I was just like, screw it. So that's a little story behind freshman year, behind my maturity and all that.
Yeah.
Now, back to what I was saying in junior year, teachers letting me by. I still struggled a lot academically, like I was saying. She really helped me. Kat really helped me a lot. My grades started improving in junior year. I still was seen of like not really caring still, but there were certain classes that I was really passionate about.
Yeah,
I loved math. I enjoyed it.
Any electives?
French.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed French.
How was that?
Voulez-vous français? Je ne sais quoi.
Okay. Oh, hell. Only if it was still recording and caught that.
Oh, bro, that would have been funny.
That is the face of a happy woman right there when he said that. Oh my god.
Oh my god. For those of you listening, Kat, when I was talking to French, Kat got all riled up.
Right. That's good though.
And then Folklorico. I enjoyed Folklorico. That's how I know how to dance and all that. But at the time, I think I enjoyed it. But when I reflect on it now,
you're just like, nah.
I hate it.
Yeah. Same.
Just so much drama, so much fucking issues. And to be honest, anybody who was there, like, they all know.
Yeah.
And for me personally, I was just like, nah, like, I hate this shit. Like, now looking back, I was just like, I allowed my shit to be like that? Like, nah, man. But at the time, I enjoyed it. I was super involved.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. And, okay, so fast forward. So now we're at senior year.
Oh, senior year.
So senior year, my attendance for school was spot on. Spot on. Because Kat was there.
Yeah.
And I wanted to spend every moment that I could with Kat.
Yeah.
We went from seeing each other every other day for 5 minutes. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
For 5 minutes, bro, every other day. And then try to spend time over the weekends.
Uh-huh.
So as soon as we were able to hang out in school, now we were able to have fun. Now we were able to be in each other's presence more, talk, and like enjoy it. And I really enjoyed having my best friend. She was my best friend before we started dating. So we had a really good friendship. let alone we had a great relationship. We still do. So I broke a lot of hearts. I left a lot of lost loves back there. The world was shattered when I was off the market, bro.
Hey, I respect that. I respect that.
Oh my god, I'm just blowing smoke up my ass. Relax.
It's all right.
But yeah, there was a lot of drama, a lot of female drama. That was towards my girlfriend, just because me and her got together and she was dating me, and I was just like, well, you know what, babe, you dated me, fam. Damn. You with me, like no shit. You gonna have girls be jealous, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, no fight, nah.
No, Cat would not get into fights, fam. No.
Should you be?
No. Hell no, Cat.
Over.
Like that. So Kat's explaining to Ramon about how a lot of her mutual friends would drop her because she got with me.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, just. Yeah. Yeah. They're just trying to like throw something out there.
Oh no, they would make up shit and tell her.
Yeah.
They would. I would be doing pendejada con la raza.
Yeah.
Like with my friends.
Yeah.
Doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
And they would tell Kat that, hey, he was talking to this person, he was talking to this other bitch, all this other shit, starting shit. And the Kat would be like, Ira, like, you're going to do this to me right now? Are you serious?
Yeah, I believe that.
And then I would be dumbfounded. I would be like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm literally here with my boy. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Hey, it's all right, though.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, senior year, academically, now this is where it changed.
Yeah.
Kat was being more supportive. She was like, no, like, especially when it came to subjects that I didn't understand.
Yeah.
So we were able to have a day off. What was it called?
Senior ditch day.
No, not senior ditch day. When you were able to when you had no more classes, you were able to go home early. Early release.
Oh,
yeah. So
since
damn. You caught up credits, so we would leave at noon. We would be done with school. Mm-hmm. And there was this English teacher, and I've always given her credit. Her name's Miss Hardcastle. So many people complained about her. So many people did not like her.
Yeah.
She didn't like me at first. I didn't like her. I was not a fan. Oh, yeah. We got into it one day in class. Le dije algo.
Yeah.
And she almost like wanted just to kick me out, but luckily, like, I didn't get kicked out. It was over something dumb, but then, like, too, like, I was hot-headed back then.
Yeah.
So anything would set me off, and it had to be something to do with, like, I wasn't reading, but I was. Right. Everybody around me was talking. I was the only one reading the book.
Right.
But I was reading just because, like, I was, like, trying to understand what the fuck I'm trying to read. Like, if you give me a piece of paper right now and I'll look at it, I can't read it fast, fam. You can't be like, hey, look at this text message. You know? For me, I'm just like, hold on. Like,
hey, you're pointing with the fingers.
You know, and I need to. It takes time for my little brain to process these words.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong.
So, so I'm reading, and she thinks that I'm the one talking.
Yeah.
But everybody else around me is the one talking and all this stuff. So I'm just like, no, like I'm reading, like I'm just a big dude covering up the little book.
Yeah.
And then she let me stay. She didn't really care. She let it be. Little down the line, I want to say maybe like a week or so. I'm doing these essays, these assignments for the English class, and I'm not really getting them. I can't understand it. And at the same time, I was like, whatever, I'm not going to do it. Yeah. I gave up. Yeah. And she pulled me aside one day in class, and she was like, hey, like, I'm noticing your work, and I've noticed your grades, like, from previous years.
Yeah.
And I noticed that, you know, you're not really good at English.
Yeah.
She was like, I also know that some of these teachers didn't try. And I want you to know that if you try in my class, I will do everything I can to help you understand it.
Right.
You just need to try. And I was just like, but, like, I'm not good at it. I don't really understand it. And so she gave me all my assignments that I had. This had to be, like, at least about a month in from school starting.
Right.
Right. So she gave me a lot of my work back, and she was like, listen, this is what you're gonna fix. This is what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Do it, and I'll still give you full credit if you bring it back. And I was just like, okay,
full credit.
You know, Kat had an encounter with her because Kat had APA classes with her. Mm-hmm. Kat got overwhelmed with her, and I understood like why she would be really overwhelming.
Yeah,
she was a really overwhelming teacher.
Yeah,
let alone like I can't even imagine in AP classes. AP classes are advanced placement classes that you could get college credits for in high school. For those of you that don't know.
Damn.
Never so one of those that anyways. Cat was that smart, so that way you know.
Oh wow!
So I redo the assignments. I take in consideration everything that she told me.
Yeah.
And I redo it, and I turn it in. I come back the next following time that I have her class, and I turn it in. And she was just like, "Okay, good. You're doing good." She graded it. She gave me full credit. She gave me A's. And she was like, "You did it good." Uh-huh. She was just like, "You just need to improve. Keep doing the work."
Yeah.
And she assigned us to read an entire book.
Uh-huh.
Bro, I've never read an entire book. And she knew it.
Yeah.
And so she was just like, well, I'm going to recommend you a book. So I read a book called The Woods by Harlan Coben. And
what?
Yeah, The Woods. Shit. Boy, I struggled reading it. But I read through the whole thing. Loved the book. Loved the book. It's murder mystery.
Murder mystery?
Murder mystery. Loved it. Really fucking good.
Yeah.
And she recommended it to me. And she was just like, did you finish the book? Yeah. Obviously, it took me a while.
Right.
It took me a really long time to finish it.
Yeah.
But she noticed that I kept reading it. And I was reading it in her class.
Uh-huh.
And she was so supportive, so very, like, being there for me.
Yeah.
And knowing that I had so much struggles with the English language that she was, like, putting so much effort into, like, no, I'm going to help you. I'm going to help. I'm going to give you that support. And she did. And if it wasn't for her to really step up and give me that helping hand,
yeah,
I don't think I would be able to do a lot of stuff that I did in college. And it was because of her that showed me so much to do with the writing essays, the reading concept, the taking the ideas, brainstorming. There was so much stuff that I didn't do, but she helped me and she unlocked that for me. Everything that I've learned through elementary school, middle school, and parts of high school all the way up to junior year, I didn't learn not a damn thing about English. I was not good at it.
Damn.
She taught me everything in that 1 year. She was so good. Really fucking good. And if I could see her again, I would tell her thank you. Because she changed my life with a lot of that shit, and that helped me.
Yeah. Hey, props to her for that.
For real. No, for real. And I graduated high school. Surprisingly. I graduated with over credits.
Yeah?
Yeah. Don't know how, but I did. And like I said, like I was a troublemaker. I did have a reputation in high school. I remember my graduation ceremony. I had seen two superintendent and a principal.
Yeah.
And both of them, I remember as a kid growing up, one of them was the middle school principal, and he had told me when I got in trouble a lot, he would be like, "Man," he'd be like, "You're never going to be anything in your life. You're not even going to graduate."
Oh, what's his name? Straight up, hey, the same shit he told you. He told me the same.
Yeah, so he told me, he was just like, "You're not going to graduate. You're not going to be anything in life if you keep doing this."
Damn.
And the day that he saw me graduating, I was in my cap and gown next where you were in front of me or right behind me. She was walking with me.
Oh, whatever. Hey.
and he saw me.
Yeah.
We make eye contact, and then he comes up to me, shakes my hand, and he's just like, "I'm proud of you." And I was just like, that's the moment when I realized, like, you ate your fucking words, puto.
Yeah,
like, I fucking brought that.
Facts.
I did that, homie.
Facts.
You know? And it wasn't just him. There was a superintendent who said the same shit.
Because tall, white, skinny guy?
Tall, no, he was tall, bald, white. A little bit chunkier. His last name's actually the Stadium.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And same thing. He saw me. He was just
same thing?
He was just like, "I'm proud of you." He was like, I hope that you get to where you want to in life. Mm-hmm. And I hope that you have a good one. Shook my hand, and I was just like, cool. Like that was the moment that I knew, like, hey man, I shut everybody up.
Yeah.
Everybody fucking doubted me.
Damn.
And I was able to graduate. Yeah.
God damn. But hey, at least they showed their face though.
Yeah, no,
at least they showed their face, you know, because not a lot of people would do that. Not a lot of them will show their face. Bro.
Yeah. No, it was definitely one of the proudest moments of my life where I was just like, wow, I graduated high school.
Yeah.
And on top of that, the most people that criticized me fucking ate their words. And it wasn't just them. There was a lot of people along the line that fucking ate their words also.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not going to call them out, but they know who they are. Yeah. And yeah, I went through hell and back around that time, but I still fucking prevailed.
Yeah.
And that's not the only time, man. I've had multiple shit happen to me. College, I was super against college.
Yeah.
So after I graduated high school, I had 3 jobs. I was working for a towing company.
Yeah.
I was working in the fields, and I was working as a bouncer. I had 3 jobs. And I was busting my ass for everything, and I got a lot of shit. You know, I got a lot of money, got my own things, and I was happy. I was living life. And in the fields, my boss, he was just like, "So what do you think? Like, you already graduated high school, cool. Like, what's your next step?" And I was like, "I don't know, just working, just trying to stack up my money." And he was just like, "Oh, like." It was like, "You don't want to do college? College doesn't come in your mind?" I was like, "Nah, not really." I was like, "I think I'm cool."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, okay." Just left it at that, right? Kat still was pushing for college.
Yeah.
Kat had gotten accepted to Fresno State as soon as she graduated.
Damn. Lucky.
And I was just like, wow, like I was so proud of her.
Yeah.
And I was just like, my dumb ass could never. You know?
Oh my God.
So she had so much going for her academically, but I was just like, nah, like I'm just trying to stack up my money. I'm jumping through different jobs, like, you know, and that's what I was doing. I did that for a long time. But then summer came around of it being harvest season for the peaches and the almonds and all this that I work around. And he pulled me aside and he was just like, this is the second time. And he asked me, he's like, have you thought about going to college? I was like, no, man, like I don't want to do college. Like, fuck, you keep bringing it up. Like, and he was just like, well, like, he's like, I'll make a deal with you. Apply. Go to one class. It doesn't matter. Apply. Go to one class. Meet with a counselor. Get SEP, a student educational plan.
Okay.
He was like, get that done with the counselor, so that way you get an idea of what you want to do, or maybe you want to do something. Find something.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, okay, like sure, like I'll do it, you know, just so that way he gets off my back. Never fucking did it. I never did it.
Nah.
I was just like, nope, I ain't doing this shit. Like, cool, like I appreciate it, but I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Like when I met on it, I was just like, I don't want to do college.
Wasn't for you.
It wasn't for me, and school was never for me.
Right.
So coming up to it, one busy day, I'm busting my ass and I'm tired. I had just finished. The night before, I had gone to like Sacramento, for a tow job. And we were driving back, kind of got back late.
Yeah.
And then I still had to wake up early to go to the fields a las 4 de la mañana.
Yeah.
So I got back like at midnight, went to bed, woke up at 4 to get ready. Woke up at like 3:30 to get ready to be there by 4. So ando cansado. We had a long day. Boss is there in the fields again, right?
Once again, same question.
Same thing. And he was just like, have you applied? And I was like, oh man, like I haven't had a chance to.
Yeah.
Like I have to, as soon as I'm done here, like I have to go clock into my other job and do this stuff. And he was like, oh, okay, like have you thought about a major or anything that you want to get into? And I was just like, honestly, like I haven't, but I'll think about it. Just trying to avoid it because I was really agitated. I was like, bro, like I don't want to fucking do it.
Yeah.
Like quit asking. I almost wanted to tell him that. Like quit asking. Like I didn't want to do it no more.
Respectfully.
But then next day comes. Had to be like lunchtime. I'm working in the fields and lunchtime. Calls me in. He's just like, hey, I need you to come to the office real quick. I have some paperwork that you need to do. And I was like, oh shit, like okay, like at the time I was doing paperwork with my dad, so I was like, fuck, I probably fucked up on the paperwork.
Yeah.
So I was just like, all right. So I go in there, I get inside the office, and he's at his laptop, or not laptop, but his desktop, and he was like, come sit down right here, put on your information, and do all that. I'm looking at the screen. It's the fucking application to fucking community college, and I was just like, Bro. And that's how he got me.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I want you to apply. I want you to sign up for classes. He was like, I'm going to make you a deal. If you sign up for classes, whatever it is, pay however much it is. At the end of the semester, if you get good grades, it has to be a C or higher. I'll pay for the classes. If you got a D and you didn't pass, I'm not paying you for that class. I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
I was just like, what the hell? Like, he's going to give me like that.
Yeah.
I was like, this dude's going to give me like that. So I was just like, all right, fine. Like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And he was just like, okay. He was just like, cool. And then he helped me submit my paperwork, submit all my application.
Yeah.
And I did that. First year of college, I'm going to skip through it.
Yeah.
Because, like, so much shit happened in college. But at the end of the semester, bro, college was not the same as high school. High school, everyone pushed that college was going to be harder. College was going to be harder. It wasn't, bro.
Nah.
College was the easiest thing that I can ever do in my life, and they were so helpful.
Wow.
Everything that I learned in fucking elementary school, middle school, high school, me valía madre, bro.
Yeah.
In college,
damn,
bro, there was so much helpful, so much easier.
Yeah.
I had an English class, a criminology class, and I had a communications class.
Oh, okay.
Guess what I passed all those 3 classes?
A's.
All 3 of them A's. Finals, A's. Everything, A's. And I could not fucking believe it.
Nah?
No. I couldn't believe it. It didn't feel real. And I showed Kat, and Kat was looking, and she was like, what the fuck?
You cheated, huh?
She was just like, how'd you get all A's? Kat got all like B's or something like that. And she got all mad. I was just like, that's because, hey, I got it on me right here, bro.
Yeah.
I'm smarter than you, big dog. Oh my God. But that's my little story. I graduated college. I didn't continue. I wish I did, but I don't have the money to. I wish I could go to Fresno State. I wish I was able to have more money to go to state, but I couldn't. I had to pay for my classes. On top of that, I had to pay for my books.
Yeah.
And even though, like, my boss was helping me pay for my classes or giving me the money back for my classes, it's still just a lot of money. And then it was hard because I was working full time.
Right.
And I was going to school full time.
Right.
So.
Damn, I can only imagine.
Yeah, that was difficult, but I made it happen. Nothing in this world is impossible. And that's what I learned. And as I grew, I had to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I did. Thank God that I'm here. Thank God I made it out. Thank God I found myself.
That's good. That's good.
That's a little bit about me. There was a lot of stories that I didn't include. I wish I could. Yeah. But maybe throughout this podcast, we'll bring them up. We'll talk about it.
For sure.
But other than that, I appreciate you guys for taking a moment to listen. I appreciate you guys for being here with me and Ramon.
Yes.
Ramon, I appreciate you, bro. Hey, thank you.
All love, my boy. It's all love.
All love. Let's wrap it up.
Yes, sir.
You guys have a good one. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
See y'all next time.
Next time.